What's good, YouTube? It's your boy KingSupreme. Back in the video, we got JoeRogan and shocked to learn about Thomas Sowell's wisdom. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Homie, just be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you need to see more bangers from your boy. You feel me? Because the grind never stops. But today, so we got some more of that man Thomas Sowell, bro. Very excited, bro. We need some more of that dude Thomas Sowell. Y'all know I got to the first video with him with the stuff about slavery that was never taught in school, bro. Such a transformative video that I got to that y'all suggested for me, and I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? All of my main channel uploads I get from y'all suggestions in the comments, so I really appreciate that. Keep flooding the comments down below or what videos I want to see next, whether it's more Thomas Sowell or anybody. Y'all know I get to anything on this channel, so I'm literally down to react to whatever. So again, thank y'all so much for that, and I really do appreciate that. And I'm gonna get to more and more of them. Y'all know what the deal is. Road to 50K, so you know the grind doesn't stop. And be sure to hit that post notification button because these videos will continuously be posted for y'all. And yeah, we're gonna get straight into this one. Very instant video. I saw a bunch of suggestions on that video, on my first video on Thomas Sowell. A bunch of suggestions, and this is one of them. How JoeRogan. This is how this video is going to be. Very interested. And I saw this again. I saw this one suggested. I saw a whole bunch of stuff suggested. So I got a bunch of Thomas Sowell videos on deck for y'all. A bunch of it, bruh. I love to hear more about the truth. You know what I'm saying? The actual stuff that happened in history, bruh. You feel me? Because you know they didn't teach us everything. They did not teach us everything, bruh. So very excited to see how this one is. Again, be sure to let me know what you guys want me to react to next. And again, I got a whole bunch of Thomas Sowell stuff on deck, so be prepared for that. And again, like I said, make sure those post notifications on because these uploads are going to be constant. You understand what I'm saying? So very excited. Let's change to this one. JoeRogan is shocked to learn about Thomas Sowell's wisdom. Thank y'all for the suggestion.
No, Thomas Sowell?
Thomas Sowell.
I know that name. Why do I know
My
that
bad
name?
if I'm mispronouncing
Thomas Sowell is a big, famous conservative. He's at Stanford. He's at the Hoover Institute, I think. Anyway, so, you know, within this, I mean, first, just to set all this up, we should set up briefly, how does culture work, right? And the way culture works is that it, like genetic evolution, it works based on blind copying. So what ends up happening is that you are in awe of people, right? You look up to people, and so you blindly copy the things they do. And specifically, you start by blindly copying from the outside, and then you work in. Thomas Sowell is a black guy, right? Okay. And Thomas Sowell has for years and years been trying to fight racism. But he's been trying to fight racism by having a conversation about culture. Right? And the fact that there are essentially two different sort of, we're speaking broadly here, right? But this is for the purposes of communication. We're going to tell a simple story to start off with, right? So broadly speaking, he puts two different cultures of people with dark skin next to each other. And one culture is these people from the West Indies. And one culture is this group of people who grew up in the South with slavery and all that sort of stuff. Now, what one group, the West Indies group, does really well. So a lot of the successful black people like Colin Powell, are originally from that cultural heritage. The other group is the group that you find in ghettos and African American communities and all of that sort of stuff. They don't do well, right? They don't get good education. They, shoot each other. There are all these sorts of things. And the reason why Sowell has been telling this story is because he's been trying to say, when liberals look at the people in ghettos, they say, racism, that's why they're not succeeding. And Sowell is saying, no, it's not. Because if you look at this group from the West Indies, they also came from the experience of slavery. There was slavery in the West Indies. They are also black, so they also face racism, and yet they do well. So it has to be.
I love that, how he's differing it from, the culture. And I love that. I really do love that. How he's differing is like, no, it's not about racism, it's about the culture and where they, because the people in the West Indies, they were still raised around that, but they're not, in the same. It's about the culture type, you know what I'm saying? So that's a really good point. I don't know if I missed his name, but I really like this dude and how he knows his stuff about Thomas Sowell. I keep on mispronouncing, my bad. I didn't mean it. Thomas Sowell, his perspective. So this is a very interesting video, bro. Again, he knows a lot of his stuff. And again, JoeRogan, I guess he didn't know that much about it. So interested in seeing how JoeRogan is going to react to this. and what his perspective is going to be on this. But he's absolutely right. We've watched the Thomas Sowell video. We have a lot more to get to, and he's completely right in everything. It's not about the racism; it's about the culture, how you're raised in, and what you see. How how you're in all about people. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the culture, and it makes, not only is it facts, but it just makes so much sense, bro. So very, very much the truth.
Look at the people in ghettos. They say, racism. That's why they're not succeeding. And Sowell is saying, no, it's not. Because if you look at this group from the West Indies, they also came from the experience of slavery. There was slavery in the West Indies. They are also black, so they also face racism, and yet they do well. So it has to be something else. And that other thing is the fact, there's always been a big question, were black people robbed of their culture, or did they preserve their authentic African culture? And what Sowell is saying is that they were robbed of their culture, and so they picked up the culture of the people around them, and the people around them were rednecks. And if you look at the white redneck...
They were robbed of their culture, so they picked up the culture of the people around them, and that was the rednecks. Oh, sheesh. This makes so much sense, bro. I keep hearing it over and over again. It makes so much sense, like it all just... Because the truth, that's why it makes so much, because it's the truth, bro. You know, they try to paint this one picture. No, it's this. Like, no, it's not that. It's this. But they don't want you to know that. Like, come on now.
They were robbed of their culture, and so they picked up the culture of the people around them, and the people around them were rednecks. And if you look at the white redneck culture and the black redneck culture, they have a lot of the same values. They don't particularly respect education. They love Jesus. They use violence in their conflicts. And there's just, a lot of the same values and a lot of the same outcomes. And even Ebonics, which is, Black English, is actually all from the west of England. So it's actually this...
What?
It's from the west of England. So, for example, if you go to places like Cornwall, there used to be this amazing ads on British TV, right, for this Devon custard or whatever, and they would always say, Devon knows how they make it so creamy, and they all talk like this, right? And so it doesn't sound like Black English, but they do say things like, I be doing that, and we be doing this, and you be doing that, and they be doing that. And so there's that use of that copula be, right, where instead of saying I am, you are, he is, she is, they are, they just say I be, you be, we be, they be, which is the classic feature of Black English, African American vernacular English. Right. Now,
That was like, damn,
the point is that...
Mind blower.
Mind blower. Now, let's imagine that, how do you think that Thomas
Joe
Sowell...
didn't know nothing about this. How old is Joe? I mean, it's not really taught in anything, so it's interesting. But Joe didn't know nothing about this, bruh. You know what I'm saying? He's at least, what, in his 40s, 50s? So it's interesting to see how, like, how so many people, so many, celebrities, just everyone in general does not know about this. Because it's not just portrayed in the media. It's hidden, in effect. You know what I'm saying? So it's really crazy, bro.
Is being received by liberal America. Not well.
Not well.
Not well. And so, for example, Sowell has a book called Black Rednecks, White Liberals. Okay? And his whole point is that, if you actually, and again, like Sowell is, he researches the shit out of this stuff. He really does his work. Now, if you look at the experience of African Americans after slavery, they start to make real progress, right? And a large part of the reason why they make progress is because you start to get a lot of people from New England, either, black people from New England or white people from New England, who come down and sort of reshape the culture. They create these schools and they're teaching those New England values, right? It's those Puritan values of hard work, tenacity, all of that sort of stuff. And so there's all this progress. And you have people like Booker T. Washington. And Booker T. Washington was an actual slave. And then after he got his freedom, he got to go work in a salt mine, which is literally the worst job ever. And in Booker T. Washington's Up From Slavery, he tells this great story about seeing a schoolhouse, right? And that, he thought that going into a schoolhouse was about as close to heaven on earth as you could get.
Whoa.
Like, this is a dude who wanted an education really, really badly. And that's...
I love that. That's what's so much, you know what I'm saying? I love that. You feel me? But it's so sad because... the education we get nowadays is like, not that it's bad, but it's like, the truths like this are not, like, why are the truths not speaking? Like, what is there, are they ashamed of it? Like, why can't you just speak it? They're the ones who did it, or that's what actually happened. So what are you saying to tell them the truth for? They call it history, but don't even say the actual history, bro. For what though? You know what I'm saying? It's It's just sad all
of
around.
what you
bro.
find in the, early black experience in, the post-slavery period. And in fact, blacks, before sort of World War II actually had higher rates of marriage than whites, all of these sorts of things that, are now supposedly a problem. And then there's this turnaround, right? The black experience starts to go south, right? It starts to get worse.
And what year is this around?
This is post-World War II, right? So
post-slavery, black people experience a rebounding.
They're starting to make some progress. There's ambition.
Progress.
Yeah. And I mean, if in terms of books to read, like, because a large part of what I'm trying to do in general is really let's move to the place of all people are created equal. Let's remove all these stupid distinctions, right, and really live that principle. And
he goes on a platform as big as Joe Rogan's platform. It doesn't just talk about this or talk about something that will get clicks. He wants to talk about truth, bruh. All people are created equal, bruh. And I bet you, this is one of his lower views. Not to be messed up, but I bet you this is one of his lower views podcasts. Because it's the truth. It's the, people are going to click off, like, oh, I don't want to hear about that. But no, people need to hear about this. This is the truth, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I really respect this dude right here. My bad if I didn't catch his name or if I missed it, bro. But I really respect this dude right here. This young fella right here, man. Oh, he wants to spread that all people are created equal. All people need to are equal. You know what I'm saying? Because we all are one. Skin color, all that doesn't matter, bro. We all are one. We're all the people. We all are the same people, bro. We have the same brain, the same arms, the same ligaments, all the same, bro. The only thing that's different is what? The skin color, but still, we're all the same, bro. So I love this dude, bro.
Problem is that in order to really live that principle, you need a new narrative that beats slavery. So, it's not, if you go and talk to racists, you can't just say racism is bad. Like, that doesn't destroy racism, right? What destroys racism is when you make sense of the things that they know, right? They see, people who are violent in the ghettos, or they see crime, or they see a lack of education, or they see that Africa is poor, and you're able to tell a better story that makes sense of the things that they know, but also comes out with the conclusion, oh, we actually all have the same potential.
Right. I love that. Who is that dude, bro? Oh my gosh. He spit a whole lot of facts right there. I really respect that shit, bro. Much respect to that dude right there, bro. But that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. More videos uploading very, very soon. Thank y'all for the continued suggestions, bro. All these suggestions, all these I'm getting from y'all in the comments down below, so I really appreciate it. All the uploads I post on my channel are literally from y'all suggestions in the comments, so please keep on flooding the comments down below. Whatever y'all want to see me react to next, whether it's more Thomas Sowell, Sowell videos, or anything. Literally anything, I'm down for, whatever. So really appreciate it. Much love to y'all. And yeah, just keep on. Hey, y'all know the deal is road to 50K. So you know the grind doesn't stop. You know what I'm saying? Turn on those post notifications because these videos will continuously be posted. And yeah, just stay on the lookout, bro, because I'm gonna upload consistently, constant for y'all. So make sure to have those post notifications on. But another very, very interesting Thomas Sowell video. Thank y'all for all the support. Thank y'all for the love. Thank y'all for continuing to be here. Thank y'all for all the support, bro. But yeah, we got a lot more on deck, bro. I'm telling y'all, a lot more on deck for Thomas Sowell. Just stay tuned, bro, and I got y'all with that. Much love to all y'all. Thank y'all for continuing to keep me motivated, to continue to for just keeping me, you know what I'm saying, focused, because y'all the ones. Y'all support, y'all love keeps me going, bro. So I really appreciate it. I got y'all with these videos forever, bro. No question. No question. And much love to y'all. Got y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you want to see more videos. It's your boy, KingSupreme. Catch y'all next time, homies.